Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, help with gadgets.edc, and we've got the TwoSun TS380 to do a disassembly and cleaning of today. That is the TS380 14C28 in blade steel, and got this knife in from a friend of mine. I actually used to own this knife and sold it to him. So we've got T8 for the pivot screw there, and then we'll swap that out and grab a T6 for the body screws. We'll just get those and carefully remove them. There we go. Set that one to the side and carefully get this other one. It's been a while since I have owned this, and to be honest, I don't know that I took it apart when I had it. I assume I probably did, but there was a point in time that I didn't take everything apart. Now I usually take everything apart the first night I have it, and I don't see. It should be coming apart. There it comes, I think. It's going to be difficult, or it's trying to be difficult, but it should actually just pop apart. Let's give it a little friendly persuasion there on the back, and there we go. Those little pry bars are great. Plastic, so it doesn't harm the knife. And alright, let's get those out. And that out. And you can see it's gummed up a good bit there. So let's get all of that in alcohol and get us some alcohol wipes and see if we can't get this cleaned up a little bit. Look how nice and dirty that is. But when you carry and use knives, that's how they get many times. And that's why we take them apart and clean them. It would be interesting to see knives that someone has used for years and has never disassembled them. I like disassembling. It's just, to me, it's a nice little pastime, part of the hobby. Just taking a knife apart and getting the bits and pieces cleaned up. All the, or at least as much of the grit and grime as you can. That one didn't look like it's releasing very easy. And I don't necessarily have to remove that. Try to get this lock face here. Wipe that detent ball down. Get around these pins toward the back. And also not to neglect the other side of the knife, the scales. Get those wiped down. Look at that. Looks nice. And that's why we have this. So that if we do drop it, it won't damage it. Alright, let's get a cotton swab and wipe out everything. Trying to get as much grit and grime as possible out of there. And I'm actually going to get another alcohol swab and go back over these areas here. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything out of there. And cleaning it up should help the, I won't say it will improve the action, but it could definitely hinder the action if there's gunk in those areas. Alright, let's go ahead and start pulling the pieces out here. I'm going to get those bearings out and wipe them off and set them to the side. Let them be dry and getting the alcohol evaporated off of those. I'm going to take that pivot, and again I can just take the bit itself and turn those backwards to try and clean any gunk off there. And notice this one had a good bit of gunk right up there. I'm just gonna take my tweezers and see if I can get that out. And then I can take my tweezers also and get up close to that base of those threads there. Alright. Let's see if we can clean out that pivot barrel. And I broke off the cotton swab, so use my pliers to pull that out. That looks a whole lot better. I'm going to wipe this down and make sure I get up into that area there as well. Alright. And one more thing, we got a washer there to get. And you know, as you can tell, this washer actually has the area for the bearings to go in it. It's not just worn in. Alright. Let's go ahead and slide this in. Again, it's D-shaped, so it can only go that way. Alright. And we'll go ahead and put that washer there. We'll grab those bearings, and I like to roll them, make sure they're rolling good. Pop that on. Let's get some Gunny Glide. Again, just a little bit. I like putting a little dollop on each side of the bearing. You don't have to put a lot in there. I'll put some into the cutout for the pivot on the scale. Let's go ahead and drop that on. And I meant to put it there, not in the pivot hole there. Alright. Okay, let's see what else we got. Make sure I don't have any extra parts. Okay, fit that on. Let's get some Loctite. And I'll go ahead and swap this out. Put the T8 in there. We'll fit that there. Put a little dollop of Loctite stick on there. To me, it's easier to work with than the liquid. Sometimes the liquid will get where you don't want it to get. All right, let's go ahead and swap that back out to the T6. Get those body screws in there. Once I get those in, I will put that T8 back on there and tune that pivot to my liking. What I paused there for was that the body screw wasn't going in very far, but then I looked at the other side, and that's just the way it's designed. I'll check those and make sure they're okay. All right. And let's look at this. Okay, I'll try loosening it just a hair. Taking a little bit of movement there, so I'm going to tighten it up just ever so slightly. And check it again. I'm still feeling a little bit of movement there. So I want to get that fine point where no movement, but it doesn't need to be cranked down. And that is good now, I believe. So let's wipe this blade down. And there you have it. The TS380 disassembly and cleaning, and she's running good now. So look forward to a review. I'll do some size comparisons. A little bit about this knife. She is a little bit chunky and feels good in hand. Great knife. And TwoSun kind of surprised me when I first got a few of their knives, and they do a really good job of producing knives, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, and that just may be the ones that I had experience with. Anyhow, there you have it. I appreciate all of those that have watched and subscribed and liked and all that stuff. If you haven't done so, please do so. And I appreciate y'all watching. Thank y'all so very much. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.